Hello everyone. Welcome to our Easy Cooking, Easier Chinese program again. I'm Shirley. Today I am going to introduce a very common but popular Chinese dish that includes both meat and green veggies and is very appetizing itself to go with rice. Can you guess what it is? Let me show you a picture. Ta-da! So what do you see in the picture? Yes, they are green pepper and pork. And the way to cook them is called stir-frying. So we call it green pepper stir-fried with pork. The Chinese name is 青椒炒肉. 青椒炒肉. Here, the first two characters, 青椒 means green pepper. 炒 means stir-fry, and 肉 means meat. Because pork is the most frequently consumed meat in China, 肉 often refers to pork, unless it is specified what meat exactly. So 青椒炒肉 is the Chinese name for green pepper stir-fried with pork. Now, before we learn to cook this dish, let's take a look at the two characters, 炒 and 肉. We already know that the character 炒 is a verb that means stir-fry, a typical Chinese cooking method. If we take a closer look at the construction of the character, we will find it is made up of two parts, the left part and the right part. And it hasn't changed much throughout China's long history. The left part by itself means fire and is pronounced as 火. This part implies we need fire to stir-fry the food. And then the right part by itself means little or few. It's pronounced as 少, implying that the stir-frying process only takes a little time. However, the main function of the right part is to imply the pronunciation of the character, as it is pronounced as 少 by itself, which is very similar to the big character 炒. So, one part implying the meaning and the other part implying the pronunciation. Do you still remember what kind of character it is called regarding the character formation method? Yes, this is a typical pictophonetic character, 炒. Now, 炒has its original meaning stir-fry, and because this is a cooking method that requires a chef's good management of the duration and the degree of heating, it is also used figuratively to mean speculate in something, where people try to grasp the good timing to earn big money or instant fame. For example, if you have ever been to a Chinese restaurant, you will often find this dish on the menu, chow mein. And actually it is stir-fried noodles, which in Chinese pinyin is pronounced as 炒面. 炒面. And here 面 means noodles. Also, when we refer to a stir-fried dish or the act of stir-frying, we will say 炒菜. 炒菜. Here, the second character 菜 is a general term that refers to any kind of dish. So the character 炒 in these two phrases means stir-fry. On the other hand, this character is often used for its figurative meaning nowadays. For example, 炒股 means to invest or speculate in stocks, as the second character 股 means stocks. And also, 炒作 means a publicity stunt or a media hype. So in these two examples, the character 炒 means to speculate in something. Okay, after introducing the character 炒, let's talk a little bit more about the character for meat, 肉. If you look at the earliest known character for meat, you will find it looks like a piece of pork sold on the market. Later on, people used a couple of small diagonal lines within the shape to mean the texture of the meat. Then, gradually, the character evolved and became what we are using today, 肉. This is an independent character that resembles the looks of the actual object. Remember what this kind of characters are called? Yes, they are called pictographic characters. As I have mentioned before, when it is used without specification, 肉 in Chinese cuisine simply refers to pork. However, when Chinese people want to be specific about the different kinds of meat in cooking, they will just put the animal name before the character 肉. As a result, pork meat in Chinese is 猪肉, as 猪 means pigs. Beef in Chinese is 牛肉, as 牛 means cows. Chicken meat in Chinese is 鸡肉, as 鸡 means chickens. Lamb meat in Chinese is 羊肉, as 羊 means sheep. And finally, fish meat in Chinese is 鱼肉, because obviously 鱼 means fish. Now, because pork is the main kind of meat consumed in the Chinese cuisine, Chinese people have also come up with all kinds of ways to process it, turning it into different shapes. In these cases, we simply put the character for different shapes after 肉. For example, we have learned the character for shreds, 丝. So shredded meat is 肉丝. And sliced meat is 肉片. Meatball is 肉丸, and minced pork is 肉末. Okay, I hope you have remembered how to say today's dish, green pepper stir-fried with pork, 青椒炒肉, in which 炒肉 means stir-fried pork. Now, let's try to write down the two characters, 炒 and 肉. Remember, 炒 is a compound character with a left and right structure. So, start from the left part and count the number of strokes with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 strokes. Now it's time to write down 肉. This is an independent character, but we still start with the stroke from the very left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, have you written them down already? Now, why don't we move on to the kitchen and get ready to make this easy Chinese dish? Let's go! Hello everyone! Do you still remember what we are cooking today? 青椒炒肉. Yes, green pepper stir-fried with pork. So, let's get started. We will need a piece of pork and a green pepper to make this dish. First, we're going to cut the pork into slices. Make sure each slice will be roughly the same size. After cutting the pork into slices, we're going to marinate them. So put all of them in a bowl and add some salt and then some potato starch. You can use corn flour too. And then some dark soy sauce and some light soy sauce if you have them. The potato starch or the corn flour makes the pork slices remain tender and juicy during the stir-frying process. The dark soy sauce gives the pork slices a beautiful color, and the light soy sauce gives them a savory flavor. Now we can mix them up and then put it aside. Next, we can cut the green pepper into slices too. First, take out the stem and the seeds. Then we will cut it into pieces of similar size. Okay, now we are ready for the stir frying. Put a wok on the stove and turn the heat to the highest. Put in some oil. When it's really hot, put in all the pork slices and start stir frying. Make sure you keep doing so until all the slices have changed color from natural red to a kind of brownish. And then it's time to move them back to the marinating bowl. Now, put the wok back to the stove, pour in a little bit more oil, and then put in all the green pepper slices and keep stir frying. Add a little bit water to make sure the sauce at the bottom of the wok won't be all sticky and solid. Then we can add about 80 milliliters of water and put on the lid and wait for it to boil. When the sauce is beginning to thicken, take off the lid and keep stir frying. Then we can add a little bit salt. Keep stir frying and add some water if the sauce is too little. Then put the pork slices back into the wok and mix them up. Keep stirring for another 15 seconds and they're ready to be moved to a plate. Okay, now we have finished cooking this dish, 青椒炒肉, green pepper stir-fried with pork. Isn't that super easy? Now, let's have a try. The pork is really tender and juicy. Let me try a piece of green pepper. Very juicy as well, and with the natural sweet flavor of this green pepper itself. A very appetizing dish. Don't forget to send us a picture if you have tried this cooking yourself. Hope you liked today's dish, 青椒炒肉. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.